Stream is back up. Thank you, John. Why was the mic? Oh, because I had to reboot Streamlabs. That's right. That's what I get for trying to troubleshoot during a live stream. Dude, yeah, my computer, it's suffering, man. It's suffering. It's struggling. Thanks, Propane, for jumping back in. Yeah, that's don't have tech issues too often, but when we do, they seem to hit hard. So that's what I get for trying to troubleshoot on a live stream. You know what I'm saying? Let me just rearrange a few things on the back end and we'll just finish out the last 20 minutes or so. Maybe I will level grind just for a sec since we don't have enough. I'll save the whole cave for our next playthrough because then we jump into more story. More fun. There we go. Okay. Setting up a couple things on the back end here. Refresh my stream. Give me just one sec. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about it, John. I mean, really, the only reason I went with Streamlabs is because when I was researching streaming, which is, you know, fairly new to me still, it was like, oh, Streamlabs is for beginners. OBS is for more advanced streamers. And I'm like, hey, simple, say no more. I don't need anything crazy. So I went with Streamlabs just to keep it simple. But I think I will switch to OBS going forward. Now that I kind of know how it works and know how it flows, I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. So, yep, here in the next 2 weeks or so, hopefully I'll be all set up. I'll have way more hard drive space. I think my MUVR performance will be way, way better in VR and stuff for when I make those videos, which I'm going to start doing again soon. And yeah, streaming should be a little more stable. And I can finally employ my new webcam that I haven't been able to use because this old computer is not compatible with it. It's going to be quite the overhaul. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to the end result. I'm not looking forward to the transition. But here we are. Rebooting did fix the box issue, so that's good. Now we can see all the beautiful cases. Let's just level grind till the end of today, shall we? Since we're just about done with the stream. Punch this back into the system. So I don't know if I saw Propane. Are you a Final Fantasy 3 fan? Have you played 3? Are you familiar with it? Is what I was asking before. You may have answered. I might not have seen it. I apologize. Let's turn that volume down, shall we? Get this back to where it was. Hey! Propane with the 199. Dude, thank you so much. Hold on, this volume's way too loud. Dude, thank you so much, Propane. Always happy to support a fellow Final Fantasy fan. My man. My man. Final Fantasy is my bread and butter. That's what I grew up on. That's what got me into gaming. You can see right here, we've got my beautiful Zidane and Princess Dagger 25th anniversary statues, which I'm so proud of. Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite game of all time. My favorite Final Fantasy, of course. There's my Princess Dagger. Massive fan of 4 through 9. 4 through 9 are like my favorite Final Fantasies. 10 was okay. I liked 10. 12 was good. I liked 12. And that's about it. Final Fantasy 9 is the best one. Joe confirms in the chat. Yeah, John. I think I'm good to graduate from Streamlabs now and go into OBS. I have played Final Fantasy VI many times. Just finished a new file where I got all 252 of Gao's rages. Holy crap, really? I've definitely never done that. People think Gao is like a annoying character. I like Gao a lot, but I don't use him a lot, to be honest. I do like him, though. He's hilarious. It's a grind. Yeah, dude, that is commitment. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever, what you would say, 100%ed this game. But I've beat it several times, and it's fantabulous. Yes, John, that is on the docket for sure. That's something I want to start doing. Ooh, my main party members. That's a good question. I love Edgar. I love... see, I'm trying to think through everybody. Oh, it's doing that weird thing again, too. Here, let me reset the game here. Let's see. I love Locke. Love Edgar. Cyan. I love Cyan. Go-Go's fun, you know, once you get him. Hold on. More tech difficulty. Oh my goodness, I dropped the game. We're going to get there. I know you guys are just sitting in the dark here waiting for the game to turn back on. Okay. Shadow, of course, is... They're all so good. I guess it might be easier to name maybe the characters that I don't use very much. Erg. There we go. I don't use Strago a whole lot. I don't use Realm a whole lot. I don't use... Setzer's pretty good, but I don't use him too much either, now that I think about it. Let's just level grind for a minute. Since we're not focusing on story stuff, I'll turn the light on too. We can kind of have some nostalgic background playing here. Yeah, I appreciate it, John. How about you, Propane? What's your go-to party? We're gonna level grind for about 10 minutes and we'll call this stream a day. Locke, Cyan, Sabin, and Shadow. That is a good freaking team. Guy James, howdy. How goes it, dude? How's it going? Thanks for stopping in for the last couple minutes of our stream here. Just sort of level grinding to the end of our first Final Fantasy VI stream. What's up with you? Of course, one of the best RPGs ever. This is an all-time classic. Exactly. One of the best example of the golden era of JRPGs. We've got a lot of them over here. We've got Final Fantasy V, of course, with my custom-made box. I obviously didn't draw this. This is the master Yoshitaka Amano's art, but I put the box together and designed it. And I'm especially proud of the back. It's pretty sleek, actually. Here's the back. I got some more Amano art. I wrote this blurb on the back. It's not the real one. I just wrote it myself, but pretty cool box art for Final Fantasy V. We got Final Fantasy. We got Slayers that never came out in the States. We've got Final Fantasy II. We've got Illusion of Gaia, Secret of Mana, of course, the GOAT Chrono Trigger. We played through that earlier this year. Link to the Past. I mean, Demon's Crest is kind of an RPG. Mario RPG. Got lots of good ones in here. But yeah, 6. Whew. Of course, 6 is up here. I put the box up on the TV. Let's put it on the bed. Oh gosh. This is a lot easier in VR. There we go. Set the bar pretty high, yes. Yes, it did. First RPG I played got me into the genre. I was saying earlier on the stream, that's pretty much the same as me. I did play Final Fantasy II first. So I was aware of Final Fantasy before this one came out, but this was very early in my discovery and love for RPGs and JRPGs. Mario RPG, dude, it's so good. I loved the Switch 1-to-1 remake a couple years ago for Mario RPG. That was amazing. I'm pretty sure, and we're playing, of course, the OG SNES version. I'm pretty sure that the Game Boy Advance version and the later versions of this game rebalanced stuff, because I remember leveling up a lot faster in this early game than I am right now. We have Our HP all started lower. I know they've rebalanced that in the new ones. We've got hundreds of experience points left to level up again. And you get like 12 XP per battle. So I think we got a ways to go. The first Final Fantasy game I played and completed was 8. And I know it's the black sheep of the series, but I love 8. Dude, my man, Propane, preaching the good word out there. For those of you who know, Final Fantasy 8 is a close second to being my favorite Final Fantasy of all time, just barely after 9. And I have videos about both if you're so inclined to go watch. The longest video I've ever made on the channel, it's about 40 minutes long. It's called In Defense of Final Fantasy VIII. And I walk through and explain how freaking amazing it is, despite everybody hating it, and I prove y'all wrong. It's amazing. So go watch that video. I took a lot of time on it. I'm very proud of it. It's one of my higher viewed videos. I think you'd like it. But I also made a video about why Final Fantasy IX beats it just barely for me, because it's very attached to a lot of emotions for me. So I have a video about that as well if you want to watch. I was curious if we could re-enter Narshi, but I don't think we can, yeah. But we will level grind and use that pot as a free HP restorer. That's what we'll do. Gonna watch it after this stream. Pro, thank you so much, man. You'll have to let me know. You have to comment and let me know what you think of it. I'm very proud of that video. It took so freaking long to make. Dude, Guy, that's cool, man. No, that's totally fine. That's actually a wonderful place to play that game first. Better late than never, that's right. The SNES Mini was pretty cool. I had one briefly and I gave it to a coworker that really wanted to. She was a huge Earthbound fan. I was like, I have ROMs and stuff. This person doesn't know how to emulate things. So here, you can have my SNES Mini. She was so grateful. I think it was her birthday. I just gave it to her. Cool little system though. My Super Nintendo is right here. I do have my original. I just actually lent it to Raziel. For those of you who don't know, it's another streamer and my brother. I was like, you know what? I've kept our Super Nintendo in the house for upwards of 20 years now. It's your turn to have it. Put it on your shelf behind you in your streams. He's like, yes. Level grind for about 5 more minutes and we'll call it good. My wife and I both love Final Fantasy VIII. We've even cosplayed as Squall Renoa. No, you didn't. That's freaking amazing, dude. That's so cool. Propane, a couple fun quick stories for you on that subject. So, number 1, since you mentioned your spouse. See ya, John. Thanks for being here. At our wedding, we played Eyes on Me as one of the slow dance songs. So that was very cool. And then when I had just graduated high school and I was dating a girl that was just a year behind me. So she was in her senior year and I was out of high school. And she's like, you have to go to this school dance with me. I'm like, I don't want to go back to the friggin' high school. I know, like, on paper it doesn't matter. We're like pretty much the same age, but like it's so weird and creepy and I don't want to do that. She's like, you have to come to my dance. I was like, fine. What's the theme? You know, there's always the theme. And she's like, 1950s. And I was like, okay. So you better believe I dressed like Squall. Minus the scar, I had the necklace, I had the coat, and everything, because he looks like a greaser from the 50s, doesn't he? With his black leather and all that. So I totally just dressed as Squall, and everybody's like, oh, you look great. Like, they had no idea. So I have these school dance pictures with all the guys and girls, you know, they got their white type t-shirts, you know, looking like greasers, and I'm like Squall standing there. And I even had Squall's hair in high school. So it totally worked. SNES Classic Vanilla is good. Modding the system, yep, had a lot of potential. On this is very true, Guy. I've heard of a lot of people that decked theirs out with like Raspberry Pi chips and everything. Pretty sweet idea. Well, Terra gained a level and she learned Antidote, which again in this version of the game can't even fit in the text. It says ant dot. Cures poisoning. Yeah, the translation in this initial version was goofy. But it adds to the charm, and I love it. Oh, I was going to look at... Okay, we'll get Locke the level up, and then we'll call it a night. While we are finishing this up, though, just to run through the last couple of announcements again that I did at the start of the stream when we had 20 people or so here. We hit 4,000 subscribers last week, so that's a massive milestone. We're going to be having a celebration stream a week from today, Monday, November 10th, I believe is the date. Yes, Monday, November 10th. I'm going to be giving away some cool stuff, including the new Lego Game Boy set. So all you have to do is be present. Anybody in the chat that day is going to be in the raffle for the drawings. We're going to have a couple other giveaways as well, which you'll find out what those are later. But tune in for the 4,000 subscribers celebration stream next week. Stay tuned to the Discord and the community tab on the YouTube channel's main page, because I'll be posting details in there. Hopefully y'all can make it. Today was day one of my brand new job working for a game development company, a game studio, dev studio, as a writer, which is a long-time dream of mine. I'm super excited to be involved in that now and excited to kind of see where it goes. I thought there was one more announcement. What was it? I don't know. Join the Discord. It's true, guy. It's true. It adds so much to the charm. My wife and I also did Locke and Celeste. I always called her Celeste. I think it's Celly's. I don't know. Before too. We do plan on doing Clive and Jill. Dude, you guys are peak. That's amazing. Oh, that is amazing. You gotta join the Discord and post pictures of all this, man. We have to see these. That's so cool. Oh gosh, I dropped my Skittle. My last Skittle. I can't remember. I've been mentioning a few things throughout this stream about the Japanese version of Final Fantasy VI. Some of the alternate names, the original names. I played through 6 when I lived in Japan with a friend. And I can't remember what Celis' Japanese name is. Serisu. I just had to look it up. Serisu Shieru. So it is, well, Serisu. Celeste. I'm going to say it's Celeste. That's how I always said it as a kid. That's what I'm saying now. Thank you, Propane. Appreciate it. I'm very excited. Quit the 9-to-5 grind forever. Left it behind. That's right, guy. Tina. Terra was Tina, and we met Sabin. Well, we didn't meet Sabin yet, but we named him in the game during the Figaro flashback, and we talked about how Sabin's Japanese name was MASH, after the military sitcom TV show. That's exactly right, guy. They changed Tina to Terra because Tina didn't sound, it sounded too normal, too plain. And they're like, we need something that sounds more fantastical. So they went with Terra, which was a good move. I like Terra. 55 till Locke levels up. I think Edgar is Edgar. I think he's just Edgar. We're going to be right on time. We have 1 minute left in stream, and I think we've got maybe 2 more battles after this one until Locke levels up. One more, maybe one more. For years, I pronounced Zidane as Zidane, which is what I just did, till Zasigia showed me it was Zidane. Yeah, exactly. That was a huge thing when I streamed Final Fantasy IX on the channel last year / this year. It was right at the change of the year. I always said Zidane growing up. I know it's a British name that like I had never heard in my life as a kid. So I was like, Zidane, yay. So I still say that, but it is Zidane. And because in Japanese it's Jitan, which is Zidane. So you gotta love being a kid and not knowing how to pronounce anything. There's our Locke level. I'd probably say half the Final Fantasy names wrong, but you know what? It's okay. Titus. Doesn't matter. Enjoy the game, right? So if you watch my Final Fantasy IX streams, where I voice acted every character terribly, yeah, half the time I say Zidane, half the time I say Zidane. I couldn't decide which to do through the whole stream. Okay, let's save it. Call it a day, my friends. Did anybody else do this when they were a kid? Go, save, 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 save. It was like an OCD thing I did as a kid. They technically never say Titus's name in Final Fantasy X. That is correct, because he's the only character in the game you can rename. I think it's Titus, but you know, I'm a big time Christian as well, and all growing up, even in the Bible, we said Titus, right? The Titus is in the Bible as well, so in the New Testament. So we'd always say Titus. So when I played 10, I said Titus. And of course it's Chida in Japanese, so it's totally Titus, but whatever. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I make the rules around here. This is my channel. All right, folks. Let's put the box back up here, shall we? Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Did I save? Better save it again, just in case. 20 times. And I'm glad to see some new faces in here. I hope you guys subscribe and join us more often. We have our nostalgia sleepovers like this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We played through a lot of classic games. Once we're a good ways into Final Fantasy VI, I'll probably start alternating. I usually do no more than 2 games at once, but I'm usually doing 2. And I like to try and find games that I haven't played before too, unlike FF6. So we'll see where that goes. But as I roll forward with this new job, trying to figure out, you know, for the next couple of weeks, get my feet under me, figure out what a schedule looks like. I might change streaming times for the first time ever. I've been streaming for about a year now, and I might go into and do a midday one somewhere in the week. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But for now, just know, tune in on this coming Wednesday and Friday for another stream. And then Monday of next week, a week from today, 4K celebration stream. Tell your friends, because I already told the 2 that I have. And we will definitely be giving away good prizes. So all you have to do is be present. Definitely sub, dude. Thank you, Propane. You're the man. And Guy, I subbed. Hope to see you around more. Thank you so much. We do giveaways on this channel all the time, so please join the Discord as well so we can keep the convo going after the stream. And I'll stop blabbering. Talk to you guys later. See you Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. And thank you for the donations as well for today. You guys are the MVPs. Talk to you next time.